I think I finally get it. Honestly, guys, after trying the Leica M6, not again. Anyways, after trying the Leica M6, I get it. It's about removing the bullshit when it comes to photography and just allowing the humanity behind doing photography. You guys, we're in Palm Springs, it's windy, it's hot. So it kind of reminds me when I got my first Mac. Macs are just like, they're built super high quality build quality. It just works. That's what Leica kind of reminds me of. Getting high quality socks, toilet paper, tripod. You kind of look back at every single time you bought something cheap, and after you finally got the more expensive version, you wish you just did that from the get-go because it was so worth it. That's what this is giving me. So guys, the first roll that I actually shot in this M6 was on a photo shoot, and that's where I instantly fell in love with this camera. Again, I've been through a million different digital and film cameras. I've been shooting for 15 years now. At the end of the day, I always go back to simplicity, the thing that allows me to just be a photographer, the thing that just stays out of the way, the thing that I can kind of just see through, you know, capture what I want to capture. I'll roll that footage and then we'll get back into this. I got a new Leica M6 titanium. This pairing, I'm really excited for this pairing. I've tried a lot of film cameras. A lot of times the viewfinders are really hard to see what the fuck you're focusing on, see the focus meter. After I held this and looked at the viewfinder, I was like, I kind of get why people are obsessed with the Leica. They're simple, there's no thrills, it's all mechanical. The only thing that takes a battery here is the light meter, and the viewfinder is fucking crystal clear. It's insane. Oh, I see what they mean now, where the viewfinder gets kind of blown out. The max shutter speed on this is only 1,000, so I'm gonna be rocking Cine Still 50D. Keep that lens kind of opened up and get some separation from our talent in the background. I already apologize. It's like my really.
I'm all dirty right now.
3, 2, 1.
I ain't no hero. I ain't no hero. Commas and zeros. You know I need those. Money the root of all evil. Fruit is forbidden. Treating knowledge made the filthiest dollars we spending on Eve. Out of my please. Out of my please. Confidence 8 feet tall. All of my business can't see yours. Got on my side, I can't see flaws. Tell the chauffeur don't slam my doors. Speed it up. Speed it up. Speed it up.
I hope you enjoyed those photos straight off the Leica M6. I did go and buy a Leica MP. We'll get into the video later, and this MP fixes the issue. And also, it was the camera that I wanted at the end of the day. I blame you, Peter McKinnon. This video is sponsored by Audio.com. The songs that you just heard during the slideshows, all those songs are from Audio.com, and I found those songs within like 2-3 minutes just by using the link match tool. So I go into Spotify and I go and find a song that I feel like will fit perfect in the moment for that video. I then copy the link, I put it into the link match tool. It's using AI. From there, it goes and populates a bunch of other tracks that sounds just like that song. Kind of mind-blowing. Use my code CAM70 to get 70% off. Anyways, again, I'll have a link down in the description. Use the code CAM70. Just click the link and it does it all for you. Back to our Leica shenanigans. The camera that originally got me into even contemplating about getting a Leica camera or whatever is this Canon Keywell 17. Everyone calls this the poor man's Leica. You can see it's a simple rangefinder. Again, no thrills. It's a fixed lens. I believe it's like a 35mm f1.7. Max shutter speed 500. The viewfinder, it's not horrible. It's not amazing. The light meter, it's, you know, it works, but it's not like the greatest experience. But then you bring up like a Leica M6 and it takes this camera and it goes up the next notch on it. So let's talk about operating this. I'm gonna begin with the issues I'm running into already with this system. So guys, I'm finding the M6 issue. When the light hits it perfectly, you can't focus basically. Reset. My main issue with the M6, this is again specifically with the M6, there's different types of Leicas, I'm learning all about them. And bright light like this, a lot of the times in the viewfinder, your focus patch kind of gets flared out and you can't really see what you're focusing on. Oh, I see what they mean now. Where the viewfinder gets kind of blown out. I think this is kind of a niche issue because I shoot in the desert a lot. So when I was on that fashion shoot, I kept bumping into that issue. And my fix was to kind of use my finger as like a hood for the viewfinder. And then I could see the focus patch. I went on Threads. The Leica community on there has been great. I found something interesting. It's the shots I got from that shoot because of this camera were very like nostalgic. Maybe it was the combination of this Voigtlander 35. That's what I bought the camera with. Maybe it was even the way that models interact when you're shooting film and on like a Leica rangefinder, you know, models know what it is. That kind of takes me to this next point of it lends to versatility. I'm going from that fashion shoot. We shot 2 rolls on that shoot. Usually I only shoot 1 roll of film if I do shoot film on a shoot. It also does great for, you know, street photography or desert still life. I don't know what you call it, but I like going on road trips and shooting shit like this. The versatility. If you just gotta try Leica to understand what I'm trying to say here.
You can tell that I'm making.
When it comes to functioning this camera, it's very simple. We have our shutter speed up here. Your aperture is going to be on all your lenses. The ISO is back here. You just push this in and you can adjust it, put it back at 400. The M6, it's a fully mechanical camera. There's a lot of film cameras to where if you don't have a battery in it, it gets locked off to like 1 shutter speed, and that tends to be like 1/60th. With this, all the way from 1 second all the way to 1/1000, it's all mechanical. That's such a dope thing. It does take a battery though, and that's specifically just for the light meter. From those 2 rolls I used on the photo shoot, pretty much almost every single exposure was dead on. I believe the light meter is through the lens. A lot of other film cameras, they'll have a light meter. If it's like a fixed lens, they'll put a little light meter patch on the lens so you put filters on. Those aren't always the most accurate. Other ones, they have some kind of other weird light meter hidden somewhere on the camera. So the fact that this is going straight through the lens and through the camera, and that's metering it. So as you adjust your aperture or whatever you do to your lens, it's gonna be able to meter that accurately. Again, it's all those simple little things to where the camera just kind of stays out of your way. So we were just shooting around here and this guy starts waving down Jericho and he pulls out a box with Pentax on there, and then Jericho's like, so we go over there and I'm trying to hide the Leica things. That dude probably stole. I thought there was a camera in there. I was about to buy it, honestly, but then it ended up being a flash. So that is one little worrisome kind of thing about this is everybody knows Leica, and everybody knows Leica means expensive. Yeah. I don't know, that was a little bit sketchy. This little lever right here, I thought this was super cool, and this was new to me, because when you're working with an interchangeable lens rangefinder, depending what lens you're on, through the viewfinder, you get different squares and lines. I'm losing the word right now. But basically, as you move this lever, you could go through the different focal lengths. So the widest, this is the 0.72 viewfinder. So this could go anywhere from a 28mm lens all the way up to, I think, like a 75. But the issue is, when you go to like 75mm lens, the viewfinder's not gonna zoom in. You get that little square patch in there, and that's how you compose your image. So maybe that's not for some people, but personally, 35 is kind of my thing, and 50 for like fashion stuff. So again, there's no thrills, but at the same time, the fact that it's so simple makes it exciting to use. It's weird. It's so, I don't know. Photography's weird. We're getting out of here. All right, guys, to be honest, film's film. Film's gonna look like film. The cameras kind of don't matter as much, per se, against like digital cameras. So you can run this through a $5 camera or $1 million film camera. The lens is affected the most. So I think when it comes to film cameras, it kind of comes down to more what's either gonna get in your way or what's gonna stay out of your way. So the fact that Leica's just providing super amazing build quality, plus they're just keeping it simple. There's no gimmicks, there's no thrills, there's none of that. It just works, and it allows you to be a photographer, and it allows you just to get your vision through. It's the vessel. Life is like a river. I forgot the rest. I'm tired. So guys, I know a lot of people look at Leica as like luxury collector items. I'm not looking at it like that. I'm looking at this as like a timeless investment. This isn't the type of camera where my ADHD, like dopamine, feels the need to rush out and buy it instantly. This is truly like, I could use this for, you know, the rest of my life, and it's built so I could do so. What I'm trying to say is this is truly like a timeless camera, not just in the fact of like the nostalgia and like, you know, everybody's whimsical ideas of their romantic feelings. It's just truly a timeless piece of gear, from the build quality to the simplicity. As a photographer, you know, this is it. I almost felt cool for a moment. Almost. Okay, let's go.